Friends, my name is Pragati Misra. In my last video, I was discussing about the case number 5 to find the particular integral in a linear differential equation with the constant coefficients. In our previous videos, we have discussed about case number 1, which was the case when our q was a exponential function. The second case was when q was a trigonometrical function, it was of form sin ax or cos ax. In the third case was when our q was polynomial. In the fourth case, I have taken the q as the product of two functions, in which one function was exponential and other function may be a polynomial or trigonometrical. And in our last case, which I have discussed in my last video, in that case, our q was also the product of two functions, in which one function was x raised to power n. That is, first function was polynomial and the v may be exponential or trigonometrical. So we have learned that method. Today we will discuss the seventh method to find the particular integral. If you have any doubt regarding any method, you can ask me in the comment section. So we are going to start our today's video. In this method, we will discuss when q is any other function of x, like it is not trigonometrical. If it is trigonometrical, then it is not sin ax or cos ax. That is, q is any other function of x. Then in order to find the pi, firstly we resolve f of d into the linear factor. Suppose f of d is given as d square minus 1, then we resolve it into the d minus 1 into d plus 1. Firstly we have to resolve f of d into the linear factors. Then we can find, let f of d is equal to, suppose our f of d is resolved into the n linear factors, that is d minus m1, d minus m2 and so on, d minus mn. Therefore, in order to find the pi, we have to use a formula, and that is, then for pi, you just always remember this formula that I am going to write: q by d minus alpha is equal to e raised to power alpha x integral of e raised to power minus alpha x into q into dx. Remember that the positive exponential term will be outside of the integral and the negative integral will be inside of integral when our numerator is present in d minus alpha form. You have to remember it always. And if it becomes plus, then we use the second formula, which is q by d plus alpha is equal to, here this time the negative term will be outside and the positive term will be inside the integral. So this formula becomes e raised to power minus alpha x into e raised to power alpha x into q into dx. So this is the method you have to always remember. Suppose you have a function given whose particular integral is little hard to found. In that case, we use this method. That is, firstly we factorize our f of d into the linear factors and then we use this formula over any function, whatever the function is given. Firstly, I want to tell you that if the functions are polynomial, trigonometrical, that is sin ax or cos ax, or exponential, then we use our previous method, because that method is much easier than this. If our function is some other function that we don't know about the particular integral, how to find its particular integral, then we use this formula. Okay, so I am going to take some examples to show how to apply this method on any example or any question. So this is our first example. Now you can see our q is a trigonometrical function, but I told you about the method when we can find the particular integral, but our trigonometrical function was sin ax or cos ax, but here it is cosec x. So how we can find the particular integral of such function? We will discuss it by this method. Okay, so firstly we will find the auxiliary equation to write the CF of this equation. So the auxiliary equation is In order to write the complete solution, it is most important to write the CF first, okay? So you have to remember it always. So the auxiliary equation is d square plus 1 is equal to 0. So d is equal to plus minus I. That is, it is an imaginary number. So the CF is C1 cos x plus C2 sin x. Now we are going to find the Pi. So Pi is 1 by d square plus 1, that is, and our Q, which is cosec x. So firstly we have to see our f of d and we have to factorize, that is resolve into the linear factors to this f of d. So if we resolve it into the linear factors, it becomes 1 by d plus I into d minus I applied over cosec x. Now we will take the partial fraction of this. So after taking the partial fraction of these two linear factors we get, I am going to write it directly. You can do it because this is 12th class concept. So this is cosec x by 2d minus I minus cosec x by d plus I. If you have any problem, then I want to tell you that firstly we take d plus I as this at this side and d minus I at this side. Then you can see minus minus becomes plus because minus I becomes plus here because minus is present here. So d get cancelled by d and 2i is in the numerator. So in order to cancel that 2i, we take 1 by 2i at outside of this bracket. So I hope you understand this. This is so easy. So I am going to write the next step. Now our function got reduced into this form where our q is cosec ax and alpha is I. So we can apply this method. Now you can see when negative is present here, then we have to take positive exponential term outside and our alpha is I here. You can see alpha is I. So I am going to apply that method. So it becomes 1 by 2i e raised to power ix. Since our alpha is I and e raised to power alpha x is outside the integral, and this becomes e raised to power minus ix into cosec x dx. Similarly, we apply the same method over here, but this time we have to take e raised to power minus ix outside. So this becomes in this way and positive part inside this integral cosec x dx. Now by using Euler's formula, we can write this e raised to power minus ix as cos x minus I sin x. So I am going to write that. So first we will write our steps. 1 by 2i e raised to power ix. If I write it, then it becomes cos x minus I sin x by Euler's formula. And this becomes cosec x dx. Now we multiply 1 by 2i inside, then it becomes 1 by 2i e raised to power minus ix integration. Again we write this e raised to power ix as cos x plus I sin x. Sin x into cosec x dx. Now we multiply this cosec x here and this cosec x here. So after multiplying cosec x inside the integral, we got this value. Inside the cos x minus I sin x and cos x plus I sin x. So we get this value. Now I am going to integrate this term. So you know that the integration of cot x is log sin x. So I am going to apply it directly. 1 by 2i e raised to power ix. If I integrate it, it gives me log sin x minus ix minus 1 by 2i e raised to power minus ix. Again it gives me log sin x plus ix. Now if we take this term and this term at one side, firstly we have to remove this bracket. So it becomes 1 by 2i e raised to power ix log sin x minus ix upon 2i e raised to power ix. So I get cancelled by I. Now I am going to multiply this term inside the bracket. So 1 by 2i e raised to power minus ix log sin x, and minus this becomes minus again 1 by 2i, and this becomes ix e raised to power minus ix. This I get cancelled by I. So if we see then this term and this term is common in these two terms, so we can take it outside. So if we take log sin x as common, then we get e raised to power ix minus e raised to power minus ix by 2i. And if we take x by 2 as common or only x as common, then we get, if I take minus x as common, then we get this term. If now we know that e raised to power ix minus e raised to power minus ix upon 2i is equal to sin x. You can easily prove by using Euler's formula. If you put e raised to power ix as cos x plus I sin x and e raised to power minus ix as cos x minus I sin x and just solve it, you will get sin x again. And also we know that e raised to power ix plus e raised to power minus ix by 2 is equal to cos x. So we will use this here. So what we get? Log sin x. We can put sin x here, so this becomes sin x minus x, and this is cos x. So this is our pi. Now we got the value of pi, so we can write the complete solution for this equation, which is the sum of CF and pi. So the complete solution is given by y is equal to CF plus pi. So y is equal to C1 cos x plus C2 sin x plus log sin x, which is our pi, into sin x minus x cos x. So this is the complete solution for this differential equation. I hope you understand. Now I am going to take our next example. This is our next example. Here you can see our q is an exponential term, but this is a little tough to find the particular integral in this case. Okay, so we will use our formula that I told you in the start of the video. So firstly we write the auxiliary equation for this differential equation. So the auxiliary equation is d square plus 3d plus 2. We can also use d at the place of m, so you can write it. Okay, and if we factorize it, we get d plus 1, d plus 2 equal to 0. So what are the roots of this auxiliary equation? That are minus 1 and minus 2, which are real and distinct. So we can write the CF easily. So CF is equal to C1 e raised to power minus x plus C2 e raised to power minus 2x. Now I am going to write the pi for this differential equation, which is pi is equal to 1 upon d square plus 3d plus 2, that is f of d, e raised to power x. I told you that firstly we have to factorize our f of d. So I am going to factorize it, and we have taken the factor of this term here. So this is d plus 1 into d plus 2 e raised to power x. Now we separate it. So after separating, it becomes 1 by d plus 1 e raised to power e raised to power x minus 1 by d plus 2 e raised to power x. If you have any doubt that why I am taking here negative sign, so you can see that if we take d plus 2 at this side and d plus 1 at this side, d get cancelled by d, and and here it becomes 2 minus 1, so it gives me 1. So here I am taking minus sign, so that. Okay, so I hope you understand. Now I am going to apply the formula. At the place of alpha, here 1 is present, and since this is with plus sign, so we have to take negative term at outside. So e raised to power minus alpha x, that is 1 into x, and integration e raised to power x into e raised to power x. I am doing nothing, I am just applying the formula that I told you at the start of the video. So you can do it also. And now this is alpha is 2 here, and this is present with positive sign, so we have to take negative term outside, but this time our alpha is 2. So this is e raised to power minus 2x, and e raised to power 2x is present inside the integral, and e raised to power x into dx. Now we will assume e raised to power x as t to solve this integral and this integral. So put e raised to power x as t, then e raised to power x dx becomes dt. If we put e raised to power x is equal to t, then this becomes e raised to power x dx becomes dt, and this becomes e raised to power t. Here we can also apply that method, it becomes t square, because if we take e raised to power x as t, e raised to power x, if we take e raised to power x as t, then it becomes e raised to power t, and e raised to power x dx becomes dt, but one e raised to power x remained, and that will taken as t. So our pi got reduced into this form, and now I am going to solve it. The integration of e raised to power t is e raised to power t, so e raised to power t into e raised to power minus x minus e raised to power minus 2x. If we solve it by elate method, then we treat it as the first function and this as second function. So we get t e raised to power t minus e raised to power t plus c, integrating constant c. So if we solve this, we get and if we put the value of t, then that was e raised to power x, so we have to put it e raised to power minus x, e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus 2x, and if we put the value of t again, then it becomes e raised to power x minus 1, and take e raised to power t outside, then it becomes e raised to power x plus c. If I simplify this, then it becomes e raised to power minus x, e raised to power x minus e raised to power minus 2x, e raised to power x minus 1, e raised to power x plus c. Now we multiply this term by this bracket, then we get e raised to power minus x, e raised to power x minus, if we multiply, then it becomes e raised to power minus x only, and if we multiply inside, then it becomes e raised to power x, and if we multiply this term by minus 1, then it becomes plus e raised to power minus 2x, e raised to power x. Here you can see this is plus and this is minus, so this get cancelled by this plus c. So our pi is e raised to power minus 2x into e raised to power x plus c. So in this way we can find our pi. It is very easy, but you have to remember this always. Therefore the complete solution is y is equal to cf plus pi, and our cf was c1 e raised to power minus x plus c2 e raised to power minus 2x plus e raised to power minus 2x, that is our pi, into e raised to power x plus integrating constant c. So this is the complete solution for our second example. I hope you understand. If you have any doubt related with this video, you can ask me in the comment section, and if you are liking my content, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.